I don't know, maybe I can find something good to talk about with the characters. I'll talk about the designs, voice actors, personalities, X-ray moves, fatalities, not Babe-Balti's mind since those are really mean-spirited, and endings. Unlike DCU, however, the endings don't follow on from the story mode since most of the characters are fucking dead. So most endings are non-canon by default, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of endings, which is to see what might happen to the character at the end of the game. And another couple things. Endings work like this. After the final hit is landed, a brief scene of the character performing a sequence of 6 hits on Kano is shown, causing him to explode. Then there's a brief shot of the character standing victorious while the narration starts, before it fades to show pictures for the rest of the ending. When watching them from the menu later, however, the bit with Khan is cut, simply showing a still image of the character, and the subtitles don't even play over it, so the first few lines aren't there for the hearing impaired. It's not that big of a deal, but this was 2011, they should have found a way around this by now. And the character select screen has Cyber Sub-Zero on it twice. Even the PS3 version, which has Kratos, who could fill that slot, has 2 Cyber Sub-Zeros. Kratos is slotted in with the DLC characters. But anyway, let's begin.
Liu Kang.
His primary is his typical shirtless outfit with black and red pants. His alternate has a more monkish feel to it, but I have no idea why his right nipple is exposed. I'm also glad they fixed his face from DCU. His voice actor is Tom Choi, reprising the role from DCU. He does a good job. His personality is right, and it's easy to see how he gets more and more pissed off at the shit that goes on. I empathise with him the most. His X-ray move is pretty cool. His first fatality is that move he used to beat Khan, and is great. His second is his classic dragon fatality. His ending has him defeat Raiden and become the new protector of Earthrealm. You know, exactly the same as his Armageddon ending. He's possibly the character that got screwed over the most in the game's story because, like I said, he dies by accident.
Johnny Cage.
I'll just get this out of the way now. Jeff Pilson is a fucking godsend.
And I'm taking you down, I'm taking you down, I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out, and I'm taking you out for dinner.
One of the highlights of the game is Johnny Cage and his random funny lines.
You fought well. Thanks. Nice hat.
I also like his design with his name tattooed on his chest, even though it shouldn't be there without Raiden changing anything. But it does suit his personality really well. His second costume is his suit from the MK1 comic. Not bad. His X-ray move involves a groinal assault, which is instantly awesome, but no one seems to have genitals in the MK universe. His first fatality combines both of his MK2 fatalities, while his second is just hilarious. Really good finishes here. His ending depicts Khan's death giving Johnny immense power, which even Raiden and Nightwolf can't help him control, so he's sent to the Realm of Order to learn how to control it. It reminds me of Kenji's Armageddon ending somehow, and it sucks. And his bio claims he's descended from a cult that trained warriors for the gods. 1, that was never mentioned before, and 2, cults tend to be on the side of evil entities, not the good guys. Stupid bastards.
Sonya.
I like Sonya's new outfit. Not as much as the Deadly Alliance one, but still. The second one is based on the outfit she wore in the second movie. Again, reminding people about Annihilation? Not a good idea. She's voiced by Dana Lynn Barron, reprising the role from DCU. Sonya's fairly competent in the game, but does basically nothing after freeing Jax in MK1. Her X-ray move is pretty cool. Her first fatality is a returning classic that has never made any sense in its execution. I mean, if you're going to bring back a classic, why not make it the Kiss of Death fatality, have the opponent's eyes bleed and the flesh melt? The second one is more suited to a hardcore Special Forces operative. In her ending, she basically snaps after the end of the story, finally one that actually follows the events of the bloody game, and she leaves the Special Forces only to be visited by the spirit of her missing father and sets out to finish off Khan's forces. They never established that her father was missing before. Would have been nice to bring it up at some point before this. Arseholes.
Sub-Zero.
I'd like to start by asking, why do the Sub-Zeros not have a shared family name? Bi-Han? Kuai Liang? What? Anyway, I really like Kuai Liang's outfit, although I do miss the frozen arm look he had from Deadly Lights to DCU. The other outfit is Bi-Han's, which is rather bland. Although wearing it does change his voice to Bi-Han's, which is pretty cool. Kuai Liang's voice actor is Jim Miller, reprising the role from DCU. He has his moments. His personality is about right, with him wanting to avenge his brother. One of the problems Sub-Zero's always had is that, other than the freeze move, he hasn't really had many good special moves. And so the way they resolve that in this game is by giving him an ice teleport. An ice teleport. I can understand teleporting through fire, or lightning, or water, or shadow, but ice is solid matter. You cannot teleport through it. His X-ray is quite creative and ends with him nutting the fucker. It's cool. I apologise. Fatality 1 is fairly average, but the second is awesome. His ending has Raiden reveal that the Lin Kuei caused the deaths of Sub-Zero and Scorpion's families, and... wait, Sub-Zero's family is dead? Since when? This was never brought up before. It would have been nice to establish this beforehand. But the two team up and wipe out the Lin Kuei, then disappear, being referred to as the legendary Deadly Alliance. And that phrase has officially lost all meaning now. Raiden's a little more complex with analysis. Some good points are that returning DCU voice actor Richard Epcar gives a performance that is fucking awesome. In my opinion, he's the best Raiden by far. He manages to play a millennia-old entity, and you really can feel the wisdom this man holds. Way better than the generic deep voices of the past. But on the other hand, he's a fucking idiot. Future Raiden uses the vaguest fucking phrase for his message and expects it all to work out. And somehow it never occurs to present Raiden that he can send his own messages back after the game's over. Maybe learn from his future self's mistakes and leave a message that, I don't know, is actually useful. But what even makes the amulet crack anyway? And then it heals at the end? They never explain any of it. But getting back on topic, his outfit's good. It's his MK2 one with some slight updates. His alternate is a crappy version of the Deception outfit, so they wouldn't have to model more than 2 costumes. His X-ray move doesn't make use of electrical powers, just a couple of strong hits. Now, Raiden's first fatality is one of the best in the game, easily. But his second one is pretty fucking stupid. His ending is just as silly. He recruits 4 warriors and imbues them with a part of his soul, and now there are 4 Raidens. It really wouldn't surprise me if this became canon in the next game. Earthrealm's certainly going to need the extra help.
Scorpion.
I really like Scorpion's primary outfit, especially that mask, but that is taken directly from DCU, so it's not much of a positive. His second outfit is an armoured version that just looks bloody stupid. His voice actor is Patrick Seitz, who fighting fans may recognise as Ragnar from BlazBlue. Seitz reprises the role from DCU, and I think he gives one of the 3 best performances in the entire game, along with Richard Epcar and Karen Strassman. It's just a shame that both times he's voiced a character it was this version. It's no exaggeration to say that they have ruined his character. He's supposed to be out for revenge and atonement for himself and his family and clan. He's not supposed to be Quan Chi's bitch. He's not in the MK2 and 3 sections much, so it seems like Quan Chi just used him to kill Sub-Zero, who takes his place as Quan Chi's primary stooge until his death, and Scorpion takes his position back. Hell, he's absent for a full 7 chapters after fighting Kuai Liang. That's almost half the game. Half the fucking game. And when he finally does show up again, he does bugger all anyway. I don't understand why Scorpion gets so badly mistreated when Ed Boon himself has said time and time again,
yeah, Scorpion's always been my favorite character, and he still is to this day.
The only way he doesn't get abused is in gameplay. He has one of the best X-ray moves in the game. I love it. His first fatality is awesome too. His other two are nothing special. In his ending, Scorpion returns to his clan's home and meets the souls of his dead clansmen, who tell him that it was actually Quan Chi that killed them. So he immolates the fucker, which instantly makes this ending awesome.
Kano.
Kano's primary outfit is his MK3 one, but with his hair intact. His second is a scruffy looking coat. I don't like it. Like in DCU, Kano is voiced by Michael McConaughey, who fighting fans may recognise as Astaroth from Soul Calibur. His X-ray move just drags on. It's fucking boring to watch it more than once. His first finisher is a really cool variant of his classic Heartbreak finisher. And it's probably one of the better ones in the game. But the other one's just shit. And his ending, well, it follows on from Jax's, so I'll talk about it later.
Reptile.
What the fuck is that? No, really. What the fuck is that on his face? It looks like a fucking beak. And he's meant to be more human until MK4. He's apparently voiced by Mars Timms, but I don't remember him speaking. Ever. So he obviously has no personality. Drawn out and realistically unsurvivable. It's ridiculous. His first fatality is taken from Shaolin monks, but taken much further. Kinda the idea for a lot of fatality designs. And his other is pretty damn brutal too. His ending has him kill Khan and force Shang Tsung to revive his race. The end.
Goro.
I don't like his face. His outfit's alright and he looks menacing enough, but I still can't explain what I don't like about his fucking face. I think it's his nose. He's voiced by Ken Lally, also the voice of Smoke and Shinnok. He does a good job here too. Despite being non-playable, he still gets an X-ray move. It would be pretty cool if it wasn't so stupidly overpowered. And he gets 2 fatalities. I don't know why, since the AI very rarely ever uses finishers. One sucks, the other's okay. Despite being non-playable, he apparently does have an ending too. Maybe it's from the Vita version, I don't know. He kills Khan for favouring centaurs, and uses Khan's blood for a ritual, becoming some Super Shokan prophesied to wipe out the centaurs or some shit, I don't know. And I really couldn't give 2 shits either, I just want this to end.
Shang Tsung.
His primary design is similar to his DCU one, but looking about 10 years younger. And his older form is his alternate. Andrew Kishino managed to make both versions of Shang Tsung sound quite distinct, which is pretty good. His X-ray move sucks. One finisher is stolen from Deception Liu Kang, and the other is stolen from the Joker from DCU, which is completely fucking stupid. It pisses me off how little respect Shang Tsung gets in this game, in both the story and how little effort went into his special moves. And then there's his ending. He takes Khan's soul but can't control the power until Bo' Rai Cho shows up and trains him so he can stop Liu Kang, who has been corrupted by his new god powers. What the fuck? Also, his bio claims he's from Earthrealm but pledged allegiance to Shao Kahn. But it was an important part of Bo' Rai Cho's backstory that even though he's a good guy, he's from Outworld, so if he won the tournament, it would be a victory for Shao Kahn. If that's the case, then how the hell can Shang Tsung fight for Shao Kahn if he's from Earthrealm? But I think a more important question is, why the fuck am I still expecting consistency from these arseholes?